Good morning to everybody. This is Paidisetty Suresh, Chartered Accountant, KB&Co. Today, let us discuss on the applicability of e-invoicing and frequently asked questions on e-invoicing. Let us go through the FAQs on e-invoicing. Central government has made the mandatory of e-invoicing to the taxpayers in a phased manner. This small table will provide the applicability of e-invoicing in a phased manner. In the first phase, it is mandatorily in a first phase, the taxpayers who are having turnover of 500 and above are mandatorily issue e-invoicing. In a first phase, they have made the mandatory of e-invoicing for the taxpayers who are having 500 crores or more and above turnover with effect from 1st October 2020. In the second phase, for the taxpayers who are having 100 crores and above with effect from 1st January 2021. In the third phase, the taxpayers who are having more than 50 crores and above with effect from 1st April 2021. And recently, in a fourth phase, for the taxpayers who are having 10 crores and above with effect from 1st October 2022. And they are planning to bring it to for the taxpayers for more than 5 crores and above very soon. Now let us discuss about the FAQs on the e-invoicing. Various FAQs are available. It is central government has provided in the GST website itself. Out of total FAQs, we have selected which are required to be discussed that are given in this presentation. First FAQ: how is e-invoicing different from present system? There is indeed no much difference. Registered persons will continue to create their GST invoices on their own accounting, billing, ERP systems. These invoices will now be reported to Invoice Registration Portal IRP. On reporting, IRP returns the e-invoice with a unique invoice reference number IRN after digitally signing the e-invoice and adding a QR code. Then invoice can be issued to the receiver along with QR code. A GST invoice will be valid only with a valid IRN with QR code. Next, we'll go to the next question. Is invoice, credit note, debit note valid without IRN? No. Any document issued becomes legally valid only within a IRN. Let's go to the next FAQ. What are the supplies are presently covered under e-invoicing? Supplies to the registered persons, that is B2B, supplies to SEZ with or without payment, exports with or without payment, deemed exports by notified class of taxpayers are currently covered under e-invoicing. B2C are not covered. Let us go to the next FAQ. Is e-invoicing applicable for nil rated or wholly exempt supplies? No. In those cases, a bill of supply is issued, not a tax invoice. Next question. Whether the financial commercial credit notes also need to be reported to IRP? No. Only credit notes, debit notes issued have to be reported. Next question. Whether e-invoicing is applicable for supplies by notified persons to government department. In case government department doesn't have any restriction under GST Act, e-invoicing doesn't arise. In case government departments is having GSTN as supplying goods or services and deducting TDS, e-invoicing is mandatory. Next question. For high C sales and bonded warehouse sales, whether e-invoicing is applicable. No, these activities, transactions are neither supply of goods nor a supply of services as per Schedule 3 of CGST SSD Act. Next question. For which entities, sectors, e-invoicing is applicable or exempted? The following entities are exempted. Special economic zone units, not SEZ developers. For SEZ developers, e-invoicing is mandatory. Insurers, banking companies or financial institutions, including NBFCs. Goods Transport Agency, GTA, supplying services in relation to transportation of goods by road in a goods carriage. Suppliers of passenger transportation service. Suppliers of services by way of admission to exhibition of cinematography films in multiplex screens. Persons registered in terms of Rule 14 of CGST rules, that is OIDAR. Next question. Exemption from e-invoicing is with respect to the nature of supply, transaction, or with respect to the entity. It is with respect to the entity, not individual transaction or supply. And coming to the aggregate turnover, mandate of e-invoicing is made based on the turnover of the taxpayers in a phased manner. For identifying the aggregate turnover in any preceding financial year since 1st July 2017. So for the financial year 2017-18, it is from 1st July 2017 to 31st March 2018. That means in preceding any financial year starting from 1st July 2017 till now, if the turnover is crosses as per the limits provided in a phased manner, it is a mandatory to start the e-invoicing. Aggregate turnover means turnover of all the GSTNs within the same PAN, including nil, zero rated, export, exempt turnover. Coming to the next question. How to know a particular supplier is supposed to issue e-invoice? On fulfillment of prescribed conditions, the obligation to issue e-invoice lies with the concerned taxpayer. One can search the status of an enablement of GSTN on e-invoice portal website is given below. There you can go and search the status of particular GSTN, whether they are mandatory to follow the e-invoicing or not. Next question, whether e-invoicing is applicable for supplies involving reverse charge. If the invoice issued by notified person is in respect of supplies made by him but attracts RCM under section 93, e-invoicing is applicable. For example, taxpayer, say a firm of advocates having the aggregate turnover in a financial year is more than 500 crores, is supplying services to a company who will be discharging tax liability as a recipient under RCM. Such invoices have to be reported by notified person to IRP because they are coming under the turnover. And where supplies are received by notified persons from a unregistered person attracting reversals under section 94 or 2 through import of services, e-invoicing doesn't arise, not applicable. Coming to the next question. Exemption from e-invoicing is with respect to the any time window within which I need to report an invoice to IRP. No such validation is kept on the portal. Is e-invoicing voluntarily? That is, can entities with aggregate turnover below the prescribed limit also report invoices to IRP if they wish to do? No. Presently, only notified class of persons will be allowed and able to report invoices to IRP. So this question we already gone through. Is the signature DSC of supplier mandatory while reporting e-invoice to IRP? No. Can e-commerce operator generate e-invoice on behalf of the sellers on their platforms? Yes, if such suppliers selling through e-commerce entity or otherwise notified persons and supposed to report invoices under Rule 48.4. Next question. Whether any tool is provided to report invoices to IRP. Yes, for entities not having their own ERP software solutions, they can use the free online utility bulk generation tool downloadable from e-invoice portal. Through that, invoice data can be easily reported to IRP and obtain IRN signed e-invoice. Next question. What are various modes for generation of e-invoice? Multiple modes are available so the taxpayer can use the best mode to generate IRN. First is API based. Second, offline utility freely downloadable from IRP. API-based integration modes are as follows. Through e-way bill API S, through GSPs, through ERPs or billing accounting software service providers, through entities having direct access to APIs. Thank you.